a bigger boat.
Let's go. Welcome back, LSFL family. It is week 11. We're about to get into week 11. Oh, it is getting deep, knee deep in it, as they say. Let's welcome in your commissioner, Commissioner Reyes. Welcome into the building, my friend.
I am here. I am ready. Mistakes happen. There are no more chances. That's it. You should be playing mistake-free fantasy football. Some of you guys are real clowns.
Yeah, those mistakes certainly are definitely more prominent now as we start to get towards the end of the season. All right, well, you know what? Let's talk about week 10. It was a lot of big games out there. Let's look at the scoreboard, see what went on. Sharks get victors over the Rattlers. I mean, that was a close one, quite frankly. I think I wrote that down wrong.
You did wrong. You did because you had 94.5.
You beat him by 102.8. I don't know where the hell
I beat him by 3.8 points.
Yeah, I'm giving myself some points there. I don't know why the hell I did that. Sorry about that. But yes, I barely pulled that off last night, which, you know what? That's the game. In fact, our guest that's coming in here barely pulled off his victory against me. Not that I had sour grapes on that. Bombers continuing a great late season run, quite the opposite on the other side with the Dragons, who started out hot and are now doing a Bombers nosedive towards the end of the season. So interesting to see how that's playing out. The Bucks, big time win. Bucks are that team this year. Either they're close to the team of the week or they're close to the toilet of the week. But, you know, that team you don't want to end up playing because when you get that team of the week, big points, fell short by the El Dorados. The Massacre, I mean, he's been struggling down the stretch, but got enough to beat the Jets to continue on. You're going to see how big those points matter in a bit. And you know what? I put all this shit up and I didn't even put the Grimace score up. God damn, I'm really messing up this week. Jesters pull off a big win. That was a big win for you. 102.65.
Yes, sir.
89.25. It was a big win for the NFC Conference. We'll bring all that up in a second. But let's bring up our team of the week. And I apologize for not putting that score up.
132.7 to 121.5.
Because the Goats actually played a very good game.
They did.
Unfortunately, though, they got the best of the Grimace. Let's bring in our guy, Ken, the King of the North. Welcome in, my friend. How's it feel? This streak that you're on really has put you back in the mix in the LSFL. How's it feel?
Well, it's been an interesting season. You know, you start out and first week you lose 2 running backs. 2 weeks later you lose one of your top wide receivers. I started out 0-4, and 5 out of 6 as of since. Everyone's getting healthy. I've made a couple of good moves that have panned out. And we all know it's, as I've been a victim of myself, you can be hot all year, but towards the end you fizzle out and it's over. Meanwhile, I'm doing the opposite right now, and my team's just getting warm. They're just getting healthy. I had some people knock me for the whole Sam Howell pickup thing at the beginning of the year. I won't give out any names to league guys that tried to trade me for people, but, he's paying out. He's the number 3 quarterback in fantasy right now. I mean, Eckler's a touchdown machine. We know he's getting warm. Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he might be taking over the backfield with the bulk of the carries, at least, in Detroit. I mean, Nico Collins isn't 100% healthy. Noah Brown's looking good right now. I'm pretty happy where I'm at, man. It's not it's a typical Dallas Grimace team when they're good. They don't look flashy and everyone laughs. And then all of a sudden, boom, there I am right at the end. So I kind of like it just for that reason there. It's not a flashy team this year.
All of a sudden, they're backing that ass. Look at that AFC standings right now. Now, if I would have lost, mind you, you would have been the number 1 seed overall in the AFC. Fortunately for you, I did not lose. So keeping that seed place, but pretty damn impressive going from a toilet bowl contender to now the number 2 seed in the AFC right now. So,
I do own the tiebreaker now, though.
That's right. And lots of time left in this, however. So even the GOATs could end up winning the AFC West. You never know, the way this whole thing is panning out. Even the Rattlers still is as slight of a chance it may be, still could find himself into the playoffs in this mix. So, we shall see. Let's look at the
right
NFC.
Now. It's anyone's guess, man.
It really is, quite frankly. Let's look at this NFC. You talk about anyone's guess. Look at this shit. 7-3, and then 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4. That is insane. Talking about some parity in the NFC right now. Some interesting things right now, and then actually, I'll go to the playoff thing first, and just a quick shout out to the Bronx Jets. Unfortunately, you are officially the first team eliminated from playoffs. Good luck to you next year, sir. I'll look real quick at the power rankings. Right now, the Jesters went back up to the top with the Dragons losing. Bombers have found themselves all the way up to number 3. I stayed at number 4. Massacre are up there a little bit with that victory. Predators went down with their loss against Fred. Same with LD. Grimace stayed where you're at only because the points still lacking a little bit on the point side. But again, what does that matter?
I'm not worried.
Doesn't really matter.
And I still have the Eldorados to play, so we know what'll happen there.
Oh, well, I hope to hear that. I'm good with that. The Bucks, like I mentioned, 960 points for the Bucks, and he's 4-6. So, look at the Grimace at 7-3 at 956. So what does that tell you? Fear the Goats no more, going down 868 in points. Not a lot of points for him. 4-6 on the year. The Rattlers, 3-7, 885. I don't think he's gonna get the toilet bowl because unfortunately the way it's looking, the Jets at 2-8 right now. I'll just put up the toilet bowl watch real quick. Right now, 2-8 looks like that's going to be his throne. Rattlers right there on the outside looking in, but I think he's going to be okay. So let's go to that playoff picture real quick. This is what I wanted to get to. Sorry, after all that yammering. There's only 3 weeks left, and right now, as it stands, Sharks would be number 1. Grimace would play in the second week of the playoffs, and he'd play the winner of the Bucks and the Eldorados. So again, lots of time to remain, but very interesting to say the least. And then one quick look at the NFC with 3 weeks to go. The Jesters, number 1, Preds 2. And look at those New York Dragons are nowhere to be found. Out of the playoffs right now. It's got Bombers Massacre, and ironic after all the smack talk between the Massacre and the Dragons. Right now, they're battling for that last spot in the NFC. So, again, lots of time, lots of things to figure out so far. But, man, some really, really interesting stuff going down for sure. All right, well, talking about some interesting things going down, let's break down this week, right, gentlemen? Week 11, let's take a look at it right now. First game we're going to look at, let's look at the least important first. We'll go that way. 4-6 Bucks, 3-7 Rattlers. Bucks lead the series 12-11. Rattlers won the last one last year, 84-46. Almost AJ style, like 121 1 week, 46 the next. Bucks 4-1 in the last 5 matchups. They are favored by 3 in this one. Fred, I'll go to you first. Who do you like to win it?
I'm gonna shock you and say the Rattlers because he doesn't have anybody really on bye. He has Herbert playing, Connor, Montgomery, Chase, AJ Brown. Like, he got Pickens. He got, good matchup with the Commanders against the Giants. He actually has a really, really good matchup this week. And I think his players are just a tad bit better than AJ's because AJ does have to start Mitchell. And he has Pierce, who is out, and Pitts on the bye. So, and I don't know why he's not starting Stroud. Maybe he'll change that. He has Dak Prescott. Oh, I see why Carolina. I'm still going the Rattlers.
All right. Well, what do you say, Ken? Who do you like in this one?
I tend to agree with Freddie here. Normally I would if you look at the matchup on paper without buys, I would pick AJ hands down. But I think it's one of these cases, James Conner's healthy. Kyler Murray just came back for Arizona too, so I think that helps out their run game a little bit. The bye weeks, those definitely hurt. So I think the Rattlers might sneak one out here. I really do.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think it just comes down to the bye week magic, as they say. Yeah, so I do think the Rattlers definitely stand a chance in this one. Again, how does it play out? Justin Herbert's been big. Playing Green Bay is a very questionable secondary going in the season. Like you mentioned, James Conner, David Montgomery looked great going against Chicago. In the flex spot, we'll see where he goes. Right now, he's got George Pickens in there. He does have that Washington D we talked about earlier. And on the Bucs side, playing that Keaton Mitchell, hoping for a big play. So I don't know a lot of volumes there, but again, if he hits the big play, that's big. Evan Ingram's been kind of up and down this year. I like the Bills D against the Jets woeful offense. So this will be close, but I do agree with you guys. I think the Bucs will pull this out. I'm sorry, the Rattlers will pull this one out. Let's go to the Bombers. We mentioned earlier, who is doing a complete opposite of what they normally does and doing a winning towards the end of the season versus the latter. 6-4 this year too against the 2-8 Jets. Bombers lead the series 5-3. The Jets won the last meeting 121-102. That was actually the play-in game last year. The Jets are 3-2 in the last 5 matchups. Bombers favored by 9, and Bombers mentioned that there might be a little get out of my city in this one. Maybe. I don't know. Fred, what do you think? Who wins this?
Oh man, Mike might destroy this man. The way they've been playing, I'm not even gonna take too long on it. Right now, he has to scramble the Jets to find a replacement for Madison, who is still in the lineup, who is not gonna play, and his kicker. And he has nobody on the bench to take his spot. He is in big trouble.
Yes, he is. Yeah, so I agree. I do like for the Jets, if he would have started out with Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Ahmad St. Brown, if Aaron Rodgers stayed healthy with Garrett Wilson, I could see this team being something at some point, but not this season. I agree. I think Mike beats him handily. Ken, what do you think? Who do you think wins this one?
Um,
On paper, I would, it's, I hate to say it, but I think the Bombers are going to fly high on this one.
Yeah.
Fly high. He said he hates to say it. That's funny. All right, let's get on to the game of the week. We should say the Sharks 6-4 against the 5-5 El Dorados. Sharks lead the series 11-9, won back in week 8, 118-95. El Dorado's 3-2 in the last 5 matchups. I favored myself by 1. Why not? Fred, who do you like in this one?
Wow, this is a big one because you guys really don't have many buys, but he got everybody back. He got Tua back. He got Mostert back. He got Hawkinson. He got Brown. He got the Dolphins defense. He even got Fields on the bench with Najee Harris. I'm gonna have. This is more of a pick 'em match for me, and I think I would pick the El Dorados on this one only because he has everybody playing, whereas you haven't put in a D yet or kicker, so I'm not too sure. I'm sure you can figure it out. But I just like his matchups. You have a couple of tough matchups this week.
Ken, who you like in this one?
Man, it's a toss-up. It really is. I got a chance to kind of peek this one early this morning, actually, when I was looking things through, just to see where the standings and everything was for the playoff picture. And I don't want to knock you, but I think they might have you this week. It's going to be a close one, though.
Oh, you're not knocking me at all. It is what it is. I might be changing a little bit up in this lineup still, even as I'm looking at it. I was stressing last night, mad that I didn't put James Cook on the bench and had Dalton Kincaid in my flex, which is something I might even end up do this week. I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows what that Buffalo offense is going to do now with Ken Dorsey fired too.
That's correct. Who knows? A.J. Dillon's playing the Chargers. Might end up throwing that guy on my flex. We'll see. It'll be interesting. It is kind of in between I'll see what I throw in there on the kicker and defense, make it a little more complete. And like I said, this is going to be a toss-up match, so that'd be a good one for sure. Let's get to I'm trying to get to the ones of people that aren't here. The 6-4 Massacre against the 6-4 Predators. I mean, can't get more even than this. And the series is tied 8-8. Series, I mean, the Predators won back in week 9, 96-86. They are 5-0 in the last 5 matchups. We got them favored by 1. Fred, who you like?
I actually like the Massacre. I think the Predators are gonna have some problems this week, only because of their buys. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, bye. Drake London, bye. Tyler Algier, bye. Rashad Shaheed, bye. I mean, yes, he has a couple of good replacements like Tank Dell, McLaurin, but they're also going against some tough. Well, Pacheco's against Philadelphia, Jackson against Cincinnati, Andrews against Cincinnati. I mean, and then you got the Browns and Pittsburgh going at it. I just think he has too many buys. While Boston Massacre have all their players playing: Diggs, Ford, Walker, Lawrence, Christian Kirk, and he still has Darrell Henderson on the bench, which I'm pretty sure he's going to put in. Like he has just a better squad right now.
All right, what do you say, Ken? Who you like?
It's almost verbatim. I think there's too many buys this week. I think it's just overpowering at this point. Unless someone just has a monster week for Nick, I think the Massacre take this one. I really do.
See, I disagree with you guys. I think the way this is set up, I think the only horrible matchup really for Nick is that Isaiah Pacheco against Philly. Other than that, I mean, if Devin Singletary can be what he was against it's Arizona. Terry McLaurin against the Woeful Giants. Same with Tank Dell and Mark Andrews. We talked on the show earlier. Cincinnati, I don't have it here in front of me. They're either 28th or 29th in the league against fantasy tight ends. So expect a big day, I think, for Mark Andrews and that as well. So I like what the Predators bring in. I'm going to predict them.
So look at that. This is one of the bigger games that we got to keep track of. Massacre versus Predators.
That's it. That's it. All right, let's go to the other host game of the week here. Boy, this is a big one. 7-3 Jesters, 6-4 Dragons. Dragons lead the series 17-16. Jesters won back in week 8, 125-92. Jesters 8-0 in the last 8 matchups. I can't believe it. Jesters, we got them favored by 1. Fred, who you like?
I like Fred. Listen, man. Let's call it what it is. If I win this game and I have somebody like the Predators, Dragons lose, I'm basically a lock to get in next week. My men are back. Allen, Hall, Herbert's coming off the IR. Chicago, Waddle's playing, Thielen's playing, Kelsey's playing. Cook's had a big game. I mean, I'm really happy with my team this week. 49ers got Tampa Bay. While the Dragons, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't think they were going to have such a free fall like they're having. I thought they were super strong. But like I said, Collins out. And, you're not going to start the Jets. I mean, is Jefferson still hurting him? I just like my chances a bit better.
Yeah. Ken, who you like?
I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think Jefferson suits up this week.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I think Jefferson suits up this week. I really do. I don't know, man. This is a toss-up. I think it's 8-0. I think it's time. I think Greg's overdue. I think he might sneak one out this week. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't get a chance to look at the matchup, so I didn't look them down too well, but I'm going by the numbers here. I think Greg might be due for one. He might sneak one out here.
Oh, man.
Well, if it helps you any, the projection right now has it exactly 50-50 with the Dragons winning 91.9 to 91.7. So that is pretty much that is what you call a fucking toss up, if you want to call one. I'm gonna actually agree with Ken, and I think that maybe it's just a matter of being due. Like it's sometimes you're just due for a win. Feel like he's due for one. I love this Mahomes, this Eagles KC matchup, but again, the volume, does it go to Travis Kelce? Does the Eagles take a page out of what the Dolphins did and shut down Kelce for this matchup? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. My thing for you, however, is the way Josh Allen is struggling going against your Jets. A team notoriously good against quarterbacks. I think you got some troubles this week. I think, like I said, just a matter of just Greg being overdue for a W. So I'm getting a nod this week so far. But again, who cares? It's just me predicting. So who cares what I say? All right, last one. Since our guest is in the house, games of the week. Here it is. The 4-6 Goats. The 5-5 Grimace. Goats lead this series unbelievably, 13-4. Grimace won. It was just last week. I can't believe I put back-to-back on a schedule. I must have missed that one. 132-121. The Goats are 3-2 in the last 5 matchups, and you're favored by 5. Who are you liking this one?
You asking me?
No, Fred.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Grimace. I'm looking at the go-to. He's actually starting Dobbs over Purdy, which might work out in his favor. But he does not have Brian Robinson this week. He doesn't have. He doesn't have Bijan Robinson this week. He doesn't have Ramondre Stevenson this week. So that's 2 big buys right there. Well, the Grimace. Oh my God, they're going against Howell against the Giants, Eckler against Green Bay, Aaron Jones against the Chargers, Ayuk against Tampa, Nico Brown against Arizona. Jahmyr Gibbs against Chicago. You can't ask for better matchups this week. I think they're going to actually go over 500 and take the division in control.
Ken, who you like?
I'm on fire right now. Team's healthy. I got good matchups this week. I'm going to go a step further and not say not only am I going to win, but I'm going for 2 weeks in a row for Team of the Week.
Ooh, making a bold Team of the Week. I'm not gonna say you're wrong about any of those. I love the matchups like Fred alluded to. The fact that the fucking Goats have Javonte and Jaleel McLaughlin in as running backs, 2 Denver running backs in right now, just put the L on now, bro. You've lost. Just throw that out there. What are we doing here? Debo, that could be okay. Tyler Lockett, he's kind of up and down. Cooper Kupp, let's see if he can do something. But like you said, just looking on Ken's side, there's a ton of great matchups here. Even love that Noah Brown against Arizona matchup. So certainly possible for another double Team of the Week, no doubt about it. All right, well, that was the Shark Tank for Week 11. Let's give a moment to thank our guest Ken for coming in and joining us tonight. Any parting words for the league before we head out tonight, my friend?
Get ready for the playoffs, boys, because it's been a while since the Grimace made a run, and it's about to go down. The 20-year trophy's coming home to Dallas, and we're going to prove who should have got the Hall of Fame nomination this year. Sorry, Fred. Freddie, I love you. I've been quiet all year, but the last couple of weeks I've been a little more hype. And I'm taking it all, bragging rights and everything home this year, buddy.
He said he is taking it all. And see, now that's how you put your case. You don't go whine and go sit around the corner of the bar and cry.
Hey, it's like a wise man once said, just win, baby.
I got to say this. I may have the best record in the league again for the 3rd consecutive year. And will this be my 3rd consecutive fantasy bowl?
When's the last time you won something?
I won half the money every year. The last 2 years.
I did that for 12 years. I'm good. I'm coming for the gold, baby.
He wants the gold all the way. Well, good luck to everyone. Get those waiver wire requests in because it's going to be that kind of night, that kind of week. Good luck to everyone. We'll see you back here next week for Thanksgiving week. That's always
love you guys. I got to go.
Later,
we appreciate you. We are out.